There was a conversation between Simon Ekpa and a lieutenant colonel in the Nigerian army. This lieutenant colonel asked Simon Ekpa a very important question, a question that every other person have been asking about the Biafra agitation. He said that if Nigeria gets better, if there is fairness, equity, and justice, would Simon Ekpa drop the agitation? I repeat, if Nigeria gets better, if there is fairness, equity, and justice, good leadership, the citizens are enjoying the dividends of democracy and good governance, would Simon Ekpa drop the Biafra agitation? He also said that the constitution was faulty. He knew that the rich, the political elites, are the ones benefiting from the faulty constitution. The constitution was not designed to benefit the poor and the masses and Nigerians in general. He said he had a constitution that he all created for Nigeria. He had a constitution that he created for Nigeria to replace the 1999 constitution. So this was the response of Simon Ekpa. Let's watch this video.
I want a better Nigeria. Now what I want to ask you is this, Simon. If today we have a better system of government, are you hearing me? A better system of government that is taking care of both the welfare of the people and the security of the people across the country. Are you going to change your mind about Biafra? Because the problem in the country, let me just finish, because the problem in the country today is just bad governance. If we have a better system of governance that make institutions to work at local government level, where the basics, amenities, basic services are provided to the people. Education, healthcare, affordable foodstuff, good living condition, where all those basics are provided. And at the center, people are well represented across the country, so that nobody will talk of marginalization. Are you going to change your mind about Biafra?
No.
Why?
Right,
because Biafra is looking for a better government.
Yeah, let me explain to you. Because, okay. this thing you are saying is not possible under Nigeria structure. Even if, are you a Christian or Muslim?
I'm a Christian.
Even if you bring Jesus Christ to come and govern Nigeria, he can never change anything. Because even as Jesus Christ was born, he was crucified and killed by people. Now, Nigeria was not structured to provide these things and this leadership we are talking about. And that is the problem of many of you, because if you understand the problem of Nigeria, you will be in the forefront like Sunday Igboho fighting for the liberation of Yoruba people. But because you do not understand that, that's why you are here to tell me if this work, if this happen, if this... where are you going to start?
Okay, let me just answer you. Because me, I have gone too far. I have seen a lot in the country, and I have been trained to the highest level of administration in the country as a retired senior army officer. I looked at the problem of the country, and I decided to come up with a new constitution for Nigeria. I don't know if you can see a copy here. I came up with a constitution that takes care of all the tribes, all the what do you call it? All the groups in Nigeria.
Please, if you are going to ever go visit Southeast, don't have your ID card though.
If what?
Don't ever go to Southeast with your ID card if you are in Nigeria army.
No, I know there's problem in the Southeast now. Yeah, we are trying to.
I'm just advising you as person.
No, I understand you. We are trying to solve problems now. You know one thing, Simon. When we got independence, we had problem in Nigeria when we were running parliamentary system. And how did the problem happen? The problem happened in the western part of the country. Today, if any group or any region decide to secede from Nigeria, and you don't have the right system of government, the same problem we are facing in Nigeria today, we will face it in any of the regions.
Okay, so you believe the problem of Nigeria is in the constitution?
Of course, that's why I have to write the new constitution.
But that is not true.
Let me explain.
No, Adeni, we have less than 10 minutes, and there are 3 more people left. So
let me address him, because he's his argument is based on the constitution that he claimed that once he presents this constitution, Nigeria will work. Now let me address him. The problem of Nigeria is not constitution. And when I listen to people talking about 1999 constitution as a problem, I just laugh at them. The 1999 constitution has a provision where they recognize a lot of rights. So have they respected that? There are provisions for Nigerians that are protected under this constitution of 1999. Have they respected that?
That's what I'm saying. Now there are a lot of loopholes.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Why are you bringing another constitution when they have not respected the one they have?
That's what I'm saying. If the one that bringing is respected and it is practiced, it will cater for all the regions.
That's what I'm telling you. Let them respect the one they have first, which they have not respected. So what do you think?
That one cannot work. I'm not in support of 1999 constitution. It has a lot of.
But it is working to some extent. It is working on this exclusive.
No, working for to the realites. They are exploiting the loopholes to do things for their benefit.
That's what I'm saying. That if
if you and I,
yes,
if you and I together now fight the loopholes, are able to block those loopholes and come with the right condition for the country will move on. Because if you go Biafra now and I go Odudua, and at the end of the day we don't have the right constitution for our various group, we will still be fighting each other.
No,
you
because
understand me?
That is the point, because the Nigeria problem is not in the constitution. It's an ideological, listen, let me tell you now, it's a historical, ideological, and a religious problem. So, and this cannot be solved under the current mentality that Nigeria has for many decades. It's a historic problem. So as you are now as a military personnel, you know how you serve Nigeria, and then you compare it to the people in your status that are from the northern Nigeria. Which rank did you attain before you retired?
I think it was a colonel, but if you want me
let's say it was a colonel. Now I will ask him. Did he think that if he is from the northern Nigeria and have probably the kind of education he has acquired under Nigeria military, he will retire as a colonel? It's a question.
Yeah. You see, if there are a lot of things happening.
Just yes, it is possible, or no, it is not possible. As you are now a Yoruba man, you serve, I retired as a colonel. And before retirement, you have acquired a lot of education, including training. I'm asking you now, you are from northern Nigeria. Would you retire with your experience and education? Would you retire as a colonel?
Of course, there are a lot of people of my status that are even left as lieutenant colonel, that are even left as majors. You see, let us not bring sentiment to this thing.
But that is the problem.
Yes, you know, there are some people from my side too that left as major general, my colleagues too.
You have not answered my question. My question is...
I've answered you. I said the standard, after you have reached the rank of colonel, it is politics now this time around, and law.
But that is
not that. Yes.
And you know that it is the something in the educational system that is what we call the quota system in Nigeria. So how do you address that? And how do you think that the northern Nigeria are going to agree to the quota system? Now, the president is from your own tribe, and they are trying to bring a tax bill. Do you know the people that are rejecting the tax bill? There is no single governor from the southern Nigeria. Only the northern Nigeria governors have rejected the bill, and they have dropped it. So how do you fix a system like that? You see, it is no point wasting your time, your resources, your energy, and your life trying to save a failing marriage. And this marriage is not even a willing marriage. It was a marriage that was forced by the barrels of the gun. So now we are saying we are not ready to try again. And we are ready to bring everything down. As you are looking at me, I am ready to burn down Nigeria for the interest and the life of my people. And if I have the opportunity today, I will order the burning down from Aso Rock, because that's where the killings of my people are being planned. I will bring it down. And the luck they have is that I don't have a nuclear weapon or a ballistic missile yet. But if I have it, I will start from Aso Rock, because that is where the terrorism against my people are being planned. Once Aso Rock is down, everybody will rest. I will begin to discuss the peace.
All right, Denny, we'll get another chance to have these conversations.
Now, talking about the 1999 Constitution and the ideology of the Nigerian state. Even in the Constitution, the government have not complied with some of the sections of these so-called faulty constitutions. We have a leadership problem. We have an ideology problem. Not really a constitutional problem. If you had people that had the political will to drive democracy, the 1999 Constitution can be adhered to and Nigerians will benefit. Provision of housing, shelter, provision of health, security. The Nigerian government has not, in that regard, to the 1999 Constitution, done anything. They have not convincingly applied the 1999 Constitution. Then how would you tell us that the Constitution is the problem? We know that it becomes a problem when we talk about religion, Sharia, and all other things, whereby allocation, quota system, whereby the North gets a number of funds of allocation than the South. It is unevenly distributed. It is partially distributed. We know about that. But the provisions that the Constitution has said that the government will do for the people, the 1999 Constitution, have the government fulfilled its promise, or have the government obeyed the Constitution? We know that there are so many holes in the Constitution, but that was the question Simon Ekpa was asking the general, the ones that the Constitution provided that the government do for the people, have they achieved that? It is a leadership problem. It is an ideology problem. Tinubu went to Saudi Arabia and called for ceasefire in Gaza. A Muslim ticket went to a Muslim country and supported ceasefire in Gaza. And you know that the sentiment of Nigerians, or many people all over the world, Christians naturally support Israel, while Muslims naturally support Palestine. Not all Muslims, but when you look at the numbers, the sentiment, you know that the support is for Christians for Israel, Muslims for Palestine. Then a president of a so-called secular country came out and said that there must be ceasefire in Gaza. What does that tell you? That Nigeria has an ideology. The other time, the North, another terrorist group rose up in the North. To what end? To what extent? The tax bill that was promulgated by Tinubu, who are the people against it? The Northern people. So you're asking him a question. As a colonel, you will have gotten promotion if you were to be a Fulani or a Northerner. So that disparage is there. That now brings us to the fact that Nigeria is not working with the people, current people in power, and with the cabals, with the current construction. See, the Fulani people don't want progress. They want to take over land. Whether it takes them 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, that is not their concern. And they will be able to do that under the umbrella of Nigeria, in quote, Nigeria. That is where they are going to carry out their plans. The more reasons why there needs to be a reconstruction, a restructuring of this country. Even after all we have been saying, some lawmaker went to the house to propose Sharia for all the country. It tells you a lot. The constitutions allow Sharia in some states in the north, but these people are not satisfied. They are encroaching their territory. They want to impose Sharia all over Nigeria. It tells you that these people are consistent in moving their ideology of conquering the whole of the West and the whole of the South for their Uthman Dan Fodio. You think it is a play. You think that, yes, we are so liberal not to do this and not to do that. My brother, Tinubu has 8 years. Worst case scenario, he has 8 years, or even spend that term 12 years. After 12 years, these people will come and take over power. The Northerners will come and take over power, and they will fully entrench. It seems that they are realizing that they made mistake with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now they will come with full force and make sure that they solidify they solidify their tentacles of their grip on Nigeria will be so strong that it will be difficult to push them out. The way Tinubu is pushing them to their limits at this point in time. There's nothing you will tell us that will say, even if you have a beautiful constitution, a wonderful constitution that is being changed, would the people in quote adhere to the constitution? The Nigerian government will find a way to look for loopholes. These leaders will find a way to look for loopholes and make sure that they do things that benefits them and not Nigerians. So it is difficult to drop the Biafra agitation or demanding that Nigeria change or restructure or go regional. It is difficult to say so. The most important thing is that the people need to be taken care of. This current system does not take care of the people, and the people that run the system do not care. They are not interested in whether you have welfare. They are much more interested. Their priority, top priority, is themselves, how they are going to get into power and enrich themselves and sustain their generation. Then every other person suffer. That is what they are interested in, and not your benefit. So if you are going to change the constitution, how do you go about it? The same people that don't want you to benefit, you are going to go through them to change that constitution, of which it is near impossibility for you to change the 1999 constitution with the crop of people and their ideologies. With the North there, you change the constitution that would not benefit their oligarchy, their elite, and benefit you over them. It seems impossible. You are running an impossible mission. So it is impossible to change the constitution, and until there is a consistent push to restructure Nigeria, whether regionalism, resource control, whatever it is, balkanization, then we are not having that conversation of making Nigeria better. Nigeria can never be better. It is not prayers. We have tried for over 60 years. It is not whether we are doing this or that. It's not sentiment. We are not praying that Nigeria doesn't get better. If no matter how Nigeria is worse, there are many people that are making it. Things are getting better for people, but it doesn't spread. If you go to the street today, you understand what I'm saying. Those that are wherever you are and you're not closer to the streets, you don't understand what we are saying. Most of us see what we see every day. We shed tears. We are much more interested, whether Biafra, Oduduwa, or Arewa, we are much more interested in the welfare of the people. The people need to see the light. That is what we are interested in. And these leaders that have gotten there, they are unwilling to leave that place except there's a revolution. And how do you run a revolution? When there is tribal differences, it is difficult to run a revolution because they will use tribe and ethnicity to run the show. That is why I'm supporting that. It is Oduduwa, Arewa, Biafra, other ethnic nations. That is why I'm going that route. Because if we come together as Nigerians, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, the politicians will look at the sentiment. And amongst us, they are going to sponsor hate, tribal hate, you understand, political hate, religious hate, which divides us. They are going to pillage on those things and push their agenda, which will stop us from running the revolution. Look at Omoyele Sowore. If they want to stop Omoyele Sowore, if he's going to do a protest, now Igbos have said we are not part of protest. That is the tribal thing. Any protest in Nigeria, we are not part. So how do you come to the conclusion to convince the Igbos to join any unified front? The more reason why we are pushing that we must get it right by restructuring the country. It is the next thing to do. We are praying, we are making sure we are taking actions. We are making sure that some of these people, well, let Nigerians understand, let everybody come to the understanding, like this general, that you want to change that constitution, it's not possible. Many people change governments by military coup. But in Nigeria, is it possible to run a military coup? Military coup that even the army, they are divided along tribal and ethnic lines. Everybody, everywhere, everyone is divided. The only united people are the elite because of the money in Abuja the money that they have taken over from all over Nigeria and put in Abuja. So they are united to feast on the money. That is what is making them united. Nothing else. Every other thing, they can't be united. So Nigeria is divided along whatever lines. It's all about interest, interest, interest. So how do we run the whole show? How do we get to a point whereby we are resolved to change the system? That is where we are going to. We are not going back to those conversations of the constitution needs to be changed, this needs to be changed. The question I'm asked, the one in the constitution, have they implemented it? That's the question. If they have not, there's no need. It is somebody that will implement with the faulty constitution. If you had good leaders, we don't need to complain. Corruption, embezzlement of funds and everything, high-handedness of the police, high-handedness of security agencies. We don't need too much constitution. Even the first paragraph of the constitution is enough. If the politicians and the leaders implement it, is enough for Nigerians to start enjoying. But they will not do it because ideologies. See, everywhere you go, everybody has his own ideology. In the east, they have their own ideology. In the southwest, they have their own ideology. In the north, they have their own. North, middle belt, they have their different ideology. And it cannot work when you force everybody together. There must be distinctive separation. Regionalism, resource control, whatever have you. Then Nigeria will get better. Tinubu once said that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria. And I believe there's a move towards restructuring Nigeria through the back door, through Bola Ahmed Tinubu.